Hello, my fellow YouTubers. This is Roy back again. We're going to do some experiments tonight with some electrostatic, and I got a little collection here of some sawdust, some plastic, some copper, some silver, some rabbit fur. All kinds of stuff. Aluminum. What's going on, David, in the house? What's going on? Let's do some electrostatics. Get a little, want you to see the wheel turning. Yepers. Some electrostatics. Let's get you right up on that. Let's peek inside this capacitor. Get you right in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to start to turn the wheel, which I'm trying to see how you can see the wheel turning. Well, thank you, David. All right, so I think from here, let me get you in a position here. So you can see the wheel. Let me see back there. That's the wheel turning. And we're going to look inside this capacitor plate. Let's start off with, let's spread out the plate a little bit more. Let's start off right here. And what we have is a positive charge on the bottom, negative charge on top. And let's go ahead and put some goodies on the bottom, a little mixture of everything. And then we're going to put some on top. And let me see what you can see. You can see the top. So we're going to look to see if the bottom here, which is the positive, if it's going to push up. And this is the negative. And we're going to see if the negative pushes up from the top of it. If this does not go up, watch what we do. Let's go ahead and make the connections. Alrighty. Now we're going to start to turn the wheel, and you can see that it's coming up from the bottom. Coming up, and the top so once I put a conductor on top, watch this, we'll take the light bulb, we'll put the conductor on top, watch the material up top react to the conductor. So now the negative wants to go ahead and push up from itself. All right. Let's put this big piece of fur in there. That ain't gonna do much. Let's put a little piece of fur in there. Can't do that either. All right, let's stop for a second. Wheel's doing a good job of flipping itself. All right, now we're gonna move it closer. And what I also want to do, look how the plates are charged. They got a charge on the plate. The stuff is moving by itself. See that? You see it moving? So what we're going to do now is we're going to swap charges. I'm going to put the positive on the top, and we're going to leave the negative off to the side. All right. Negatives off to the side. Let's commence. Make the connections to the relay. Look at that. So now the top, look at my finger. You can see it coming up, right? All right. Whoops. Drop that one. I'll have to get me another bulb. So now let's put the negative. What's going on, Justin? All right, so we're adding the negative to the bottom. The top is positive. These two plates. Let's get a new bulb. All right, bulb number 2. Let's make the connections to the wheel. Whoa, laddie. Whoa, laddie. All right, so we lifted it up. Let's add some stuff on the inside. And let's turn the wheel. Look how it's standing up from the capacitor plates. Look how the elements are standing straight up. You guys see that? Watch the stuff come off. That's the wheel beating. Yep. Electrostatic, charging and discharging. So now we're going to take these elements here, we're going to unbalance them. So you can see it doesn't take much. It takes some electrostatic plates and the right elements and the right connections. They say every inch is 80 volts. That's about 1.5 inches. Wireless. All right, so let's add some magic dust over here. This time I'm going to add some mica. I'm also going to add this big chunk of copper. Add that big chunk of copper. And I got some silver. And then I have this LED running off of just an antenna, sort of. And I'm acting as virtual ground for it. And you'll see it going off to the beat of the wheel. As soon as we start to see the wheel turning, you'll see the effect. That's the heartbeat. Fire in a hole. Let's put a magnet in there. Let's put two magnets in there, opposing each other. That's opposing, that's together. So we're going to put them in there. Oh, oh, oh. Too much. Not that one. And remember, this is aluminum plate and that's an aluminum plate. So the magnet's not going to stick there. But because they're opposing each other, I got them opposing each other. So that magnet there is leaning towards the top inductor. So is the bottom. Let's go ahead and turn the wheel. There's so much electric static in there. Look where the magnet is. You can see the field in the center of that magnet there. Can you guys see that? Now that's opposing magnets. Remember, that's all acting off the PMH. See it turning in circles? Well, you see how fast the wheel is turning? All right. I think we had something, had a magnet throw itself out. Now, wondering, leave your comments. Did you guys see the vortex in there? Now we're going to do the same experiment. This time we're going to put 2 pieces of bismuth. Let me get us some bismuth. Alrighty. So on this experiment, this time I got a couple pieces of bismuth. You can see the bismuth. And I got 2 brand new ring magnets. Let's go ahead and get a little elevation here. I'm talking electrostatic here. This is not electromagnetism at all. So there's a piece of bismuth. We'll put the thick one down bottom. And then we're going to have one that's going to go upper. but we may have to lower that top because we're going to do, well, maybe we put the magnet on the bottom, then the bismuth. And then we have opposing. No, I don't like that. All right. So I got two pieces of bismuth there. I like to bring this one more magnet in and put it in between. No, that's not going to happen. Let's go back to what we were just doing. Fire in a hole, my gents. I gotta plug you guys in, so sorry about the shake. So those magnets are opposing each other. So right now, the weight of, now there's nothing holding that top up. It's the opposing weight. You follow me? So inside the magnets now, the magnets, because they're opposing, they're same poles. So right now, it's holding up that other plate. Let's go ahead and turn the wheel. So let's go ahead and reverse the poles. So we're going to go ahead and make this the negative, and we're going to put the positive at the bottom. I'm going to put the negative at top. Let's go ahead and put some sawdust. So with the positive on the bottom, we should see the bottom push up, and the top really won't do much. But when I come over with another inductor, you'll see the stuff on the top come up. Let's go ahead and turn the wheel slow. And watch the stuff on the top. So this shows me a little bit more about static induction, because I'm able to go from one conductor right there. Let me step back a little bit. I'm able to go from, well, let's go over this again. So I ordered some more of these plates because I think you can go layer by layer by layer. And the more inductors you have, the better it will get. For instance, here's another capacitor plate, just a regular piece of aluminum. I'm going to stick that up top, okay? And we're going to put some stuff on top of it. We can get it to balance itself. There we go. So now we'll put it on the second tier, the third tier. Now remember, this tier is a lot further apart, but you can't see up there, can you? Let's get you in a better place, guys. Here we go. And let me bring you up a little bit. Right, bring you up, and we'll get you going down. So you're looking at it this way. Hopefully there's no glare. So we added this third plate. You'll see when I put in a load or inductor above it, you'll see it react. So you can see static induction with this being the positive. Then you can see the flow of the induction. So if we were to reverse these two poles, you're going to see the opposite of what we're about to show. So let's go ahead and so I'd like for you guys to see the wheel turning too, because you can see the beat. Let me see, can I get you like this? See the wheel turning, right? So let me see if I can focus. You see the wheel turning, right? So you have the positive down bottom, you got the negative here, you got this inductor I just added on top, and you can see how it's moving. Let's get your eyes closer. So all right, I'm gonna put a little bit more stuff down bottom. Let me get you a little bit lower. And And I want you to look at in between the layers. So we're going to turn the wheel slightly. Now you can see the bottom pushes. So your vector's that way, pushing up. Now watch what happens to the second layer. You can see it pushing up. Now it's going to come up to this layer. Look how that upper layer is moving because the inductor is in proximity to it. Now let's do this. Let's stop the wheel. The wheel likes to turn a little bit on me. I don't want to get shocked with this stuff. That capacitor holds a lot. So let's go ahead and reverse. This is now the negative going on the bottom. The positive is going to be up top here. And now we should see a better reactance between the top plate and here, and then this plate in here. And why is that? Leave your comments. Leave your comments. You ready? Let's get the wheel ticking. All right, so look at what happens down bottom. So the bottom is like in freeze frame. And you can see the inductance above. And now watch the top. The top barely even comes up. But look how it's ticking. Right now it's not moving. Look at the aluminum plate. It's ticking to the wheel. So one thing I want you to notice is the wheel just stopped. The relay's not touching. And everything is still stuck together. Now, let me put my, see it falling down? Let me put my hand on it and see if it discharges. Look at that. I just touched it. Now the top plate is the negative. No, the top plate is the positive. The bottom plate's the negative. Let's turn the wheel. Look at the top plate. The top plate is pushing up. What's up, Johnny Jet in the house? Now the top plate is pushing up. Look at the material coming up. You put an inductor on top. Now, I wouldn't do that a second ago. All right, let's stop the wheel. So this was the positive. Now let's do something else. Now we're going to disconnect the negative, okay? The negative I'm not even going to hook up. Well, let's hook the negative up top. This way you guys get to see the reversal of what we just did. As I've been experimenting, I realize you don't want to disconnect too many things. So right now, we have the negative up top, positive down bottom. Let's throw some plastic and sawdust back in the mix. And let's turn the wheel. Whoa, whoa, we get levitation. Now, this is something you guys need to step back at and look and see what is really going on. Because the wheel is not turning and not connected. But watch what happens when the wheel starts to turn. Them three plates. Look at that top plate. It's like levitating. It's lifted up in the air. lifted up in the air. So what do we do different, guys? I want you guys to pay attention here. So at the bottom, we added the positive. If you watched the last video I made, you can see that when you connected the positive to ground electrostatically, the ground produced a lot more energy coming out of the ground pipe. Not because the ground had the positive connected to it, because it didn't. Had it connected to one pipe, but the other grounding rod in the garage, it started showing up. Let's go ahead and keep a focus on what's going on with that. Look at that, it's starting to move. The wheels turn, look at that. That's, you can see the shadow. Look at the shadow of the wheel turning right there. Let me see. I think you can see the wheel, right? Yep. I think we got some levitation going on here. Think about what's holding up. Think about what's holding up this portion right here. Now watch what happens when I put an inductor on top of it. It wants to push down. Let's get some distance going on with the wheel. I mean some speed. All right. Now watch what happens when I add another conductor to top. Electrostatics, my friends. Electrostatics. I don't know what that's all about, my bro hams, but that's some serious stuff right there. I don't know where that even came from. Now remember, this middle plate is hooked up to nothing. The positive's at the bottom, the negative's at the top. So that middle plate is an inductive plate. So you tell me why that middle plate's reacting. Leave your comments. Leave your comments. I gotta go pick up my kid from basketball practice. You guys have a great night.